The Bunker Project is brought to you by Wix. No, it's not.
Nice try.
Brought to you by
Okanagan Springs Brewmeister Black. Yeah, the most kick-ass black beer in Vancouver. You go to a bar and they don't have it, beat up the bartender and tell them to get it in stock. What can I say?
You are listening to podcast episode number 143.
All right, almost 150. We should have a party at 150.
We should. Coming soon. All right, welcome back to another episode of The Bunker Show. We got an awesome show coming up. What are we talking about, Bob?
Well, we don't have any show notes, so it should be great. We're going to talk about the new Mac Pro. We're going to talk about the problems. There's one guy in the U.S. who is a bit of a squealer and is hiding in Hong Kong.
The former.
We're going to talk about...
the podcast patent.
Oh, yeah. That was fresh. I was listening to Joe Rogan today, and he is fucking pissed off about it.
Oh, he was talking about it?
Oh, he
I gotta
is
listen to that.
livid. Anyways...
Did he get a letter?
Yeah, they all got letters.
Really? Joe Rogan got one now, too.
We'll bring that up in the show. Let's talk a little bit about...
the new iOS.
iOS. And there's a new couple of gaming platforms that just happening. So that'll be exciting chatting with James about that.
And the CRTC wireless code. If we don't run out of time before the end of the show, we'll talk about that.
Oh,
and the Motorola X.
All right. Never heard of it, but sure. And hey, isn't that a Microsoft product? Sorry, it's a Google product, so it's got to be good. And also our new show format concept.
Yes.
Yeah. Because Anyway, so let's. What should we start? Let's start out with some conspiracy shit, because the last half an hour I've been setting up all the mics and stuff, like everybody's been conspiracy this, conspiracy that. My grandmother was a spy. I mean, it's been some amazing content.
Yeah, that we should start with that, but right after we do some voicemail feedback. All right, here we go. We got some voicemail feedback, and I'm going to play it now.
Hey, Mavens, it's Norm. Hey, I was looking at the show notes for tonight's show, and I saw a lot of interesting things, like about the patent, about the podcasting. I think patent trolls suck. They're just like scums of the earth. Anyways, I know that discussion is going to go hot and heavy. Also, with the other things that are on your show notes, I also thought it was interesting with the Apple's WWDC. Man, they didn't really come out with very much. I thought they would come out with a lot more. This is definitely not leaders anymore. They seem to be laggers. And James, with the PS4 coming out and Xbox and stuff, those are real cool. But when the heck are they going to start making it so it becomes the complete box and you can actually use it to surf not just surf the net, but just become like almost your home computer as well as just stuff for games. Anyways, hope you guys have a great night and drink lots of beer. Bye.
All right, I can handle that last one for sure. I'm gonna drink lots of beer. Speaking of it, I got a new pint right here. How quickly they go down. It's that Okanagan Springs Black.
All right, so Norm basically summed up the whole show. He did.
All right, thanks for coming. See you next week.
Yeah, so we'll get to those in order, I guess.
All right, so he started with the conspiracy stuff. Well,
semi-conspiracy. We started with it. Ian was talking about that. Let's hear about the NSA and all this kind of stuff.
Prism? I don't think we should comment. Probably a bad idea.
They're scanning the...
Well, they're somebody leaked all the words.
They're listening anyway.
Somebody leaked all the words that the NSA actually trolls for on the internet, and one of the words is social media. So we're fucked.
Oh yeah.
And Bob Garlic.
Exactly.
So I guess we can load in there. Then we can talk about it then.
Exactly.
Yeah. So isn't that weird? Like it was what were the words that you had? It was like terrorist.
There was terrorist, bomb threat, social media. It's like what?
So what about the terrorist who has bomb threats who also is on social media? They're really screwed.
Yeah,
I think making bomb threats on social media is pretty stupid.
A terrorist making bomb threats on social media, is that what we're talking about?
Exactly. Well, he's got a Facebook account, so I bomb it all.
But it's okay. It's okay because he checked on Facebook, so they know where he is.
Yeah. But I hear Google's going to release the all the criteria that makes them release information now.
Well, what's interesting, and Bonnie brought this up, she sent me a really interesting article which I read about the Prism system that's out there, and that's what everybody's freaking out about. And basically this article says how it's going to be structured, and it's a lot less screwed up than everybody's freaking out about. So I think there's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of people talking and panicking and stuff. My whole premise is, in 1972, we lost our rights for privacy. And that's when it happened, way back in 1972. For us to be bitching about it in 2013, we're a little late, guys. 1983, 1987, 1999, 2004, all those times were where major things happened relating to our privacy and went right over everybody's heads.
So now they can only whine about it.
Yeah, well, basically, they can whine about it and the government will know about it. So that what I got, the gist of it, and correct me if I'm wrong with the PRISM thing, is people like Google and Apple, everybody except Twitter, they say, yes, we will make a special folder and the government can access that folder at any time. And then the government contacts, they say Google, and say, hey, look, can you please put in any threads that use these keywords that say bombing and running.
Or they could ask for an individual's activity.
Or an individual like Bob Garlick, something like that. And then what they'll do is they'll take their database, they'll do the search, and they'll dump it into this folder. And then the government has access to that folder. So it's not like the government has access to their whole database raw. The government still has to say, these are the keywords. They have to be specific about what they're asking about. So, please download all information on all your on all the people that are participating in Facebook. That's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. It's got to be more specific that way. And they put in the folder, and then the government has access to that folder. It's still screwed up, but it's less crazy than what a lot of people are talking about.
Well, the thing is, too, you figure out how long it takes a government to do anything. For them to filter through everything, do you really think they have the people or the time or the knowledge?
They outsource it to India.
Unrealistic.
It's all automated.
Of course they do.
Maybe China too.
Well, it's algorithm. It's just like
maybe they're getting it from
Google.
China.
Yeah,
well,
it could be.
Okay, if you go on like there's billions and billions and billions of websites, and you say, I want to know about a particular item on shopping. I want to know how to drill into concrete and put a slug. And basically, you get all sorts of responses instantaneously. 72,000 or 157,000 responses. So and that's pretty basic algorithm. So what they're doing is they're just getting the computers to do all the crunching, which is the scary thing. That's the same problem you've got with YouTube when you've got your YouTube channel gets taken down because it's Google employees don't sit there 24/7 monitoring what's happening on YouTube. It's based on an algorithm. And if certain things happen, it'll trigger it and your site gets taken down. And then you apply and say, hey, why do you take it down? And then a real person checks it out and says, oh, sorry. And they put it back up.
So in this case, being on page one is not a good thing? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. As a terrorist, if you're an active terrorist blowing up and killing people, being on page one of Google probably isn't one of your major goals.
Yeah, you want to be
excellent SEO. I mean, God, this terrorist got amazing SEO. Look, he's right on top. But you wanted to reverse SEO. Maybe there's a whole group.
I don't think that's the whole,
hidden SEO maybe.
That whole idea. I don't think it's a bad idea.
In the background it says puppies, cats, puppies.
Is if they can just arbitrarily request anybody's data without any reasonable suspicion or
phishing.
Without a court order. Phishing expedition.
Well, that thing they don't need a court order because of the Patriot Act.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
basically, but that's in the U.S. There's no Patriot Act for Canada. So
they've been putting out that kind of legislation here too.
Oh, they'd be trying to.
There's been treaties in place long before the Patriot Act came into place.
Well, that's it.
Well, also, I remember reading an article, and I think we talked about this at one show when I ranted out. The police can contact any one of the cell phone operators and say, oh, hi, we need all the information from this particular person. And that costs $1.75. And there's something like 75,000 inquiries go out a month. And that's basically wiretapping without a permit. So,
well, also most smartphones, I mean, if they get their hands on the smartphone, they can pull a lot of data. It doesn't matter who makes it.
Well, yeah. Basically, if you get pulled over by a cop and he says, give me your smartphone, he can basically take all the data out of your smartphone without permission from the courts.
Well, not only that, even if you wipe the phone, that's not a guarantee that all the data is gone anyway.
It's on the net. It's backed up.
No, I think there was a precedent set that they couldn't do that.
In Canada, but in the States, definitely it happens.
Oh, I'm sure it happens, but I don't think it's legal for them to actually take your smartphone and take out the data just arbitrarily.
Yeah, you can.
Really?
Yeah, it's not illegal. It's a loophole.
I guess it depends on the state.
Password protect your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, just a minute.
yes, buddy.
There is an app. I tweeted about it, but I don't remember the name of it. And basically, what it does is, if your phone is stolen by the policeman,
Yeah.
anyway, if
It
it's
wipes it out
stolen,
of?
it wipes out everything immediately. It locks it up. It'll even activate the camera so you know who did it. So I say you have 2 phones, and if there's and as soon as anybody takes your phone, you just
Probably
wipe it.
most criminals have 2 phones
Yeah, but,
anyway.
but most of the stuff on a phone is backed up to some sort of cloud thing anyway, whether it's by Android or whoever else.
Well, the thing is,
Okay, but let's not make it easy for them.
yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you think these guys who are doing this don't know that technology?
But,
Of course they do.
but
right.
the thing is, like, why do we care about stuff like that? Basically, I'm not doing crazy illegal stuff all the time. It's people that are doing crazy illegal stuff like that all the time. They've got all those things. They use fake phones. They use throwaway phones. They're not using smartphones and posting on Facebook about dealing on this. I dealing crack. I just moved 4 grams. It's awesome, dude. Yeah, like my page.
They're not foursquaring on the
No, but
corner.
it's more
Some of them are though. That's the scary thing.
it's more along the lines of they could build a case against you, like the whole fishing expedition argument, which is technically illegal, or it was illegal, to actually try and build a case, or just any case against somebody because you want to charge them with something else. So
Well,
you're bringing them down on using
It's circumstantial, basically.
evidence that you never would have collected because you never had any kind of suspicion, and they may not be doing anything illegal, but you could totally defame them and ruin their life. I don't know. I just don't. I'm not a fan of this at all.
Well,
But aren't the cell phone companies collecting data too, though? Don't they have access to the same information?
Well, the cell phone companies had the access to all our information. The thing is, they need it to manage our accounts. The problem is that when I talked to, I think it was when I was still on TELUS, I said, "Oh, look, I just deleted my my text messages. Can you go get them back for me?" He said, "No, when you delete them, they're gone." So, well, no, don't you guys have a backup of it? And I said, "No, it's just gone. We don't have the bandwidth for that." So who knows?
Well, just
I'm
think
sure
of the
they do,
servers
man.
would need to do
No,
that.
they don't. Why would they be backing everybody's stuff up? Doesn't make
It
any
costs
sense.
some money.
Yeah.
I mean, if you imagine how many terabytes of information everybody tweets out every day or messages, or that's the reason it costs you money to leave a voice message. And then after a while, say, "Oh, by the way, please get rid of your 10 messages," because it's sitting in their server taking up room, which costs electricity, blah, blah, blah.
It's the same thing with voicemail. If you wipe out your voicemail, it's gone, and they don't have any way of getting it back. But I had a customer who was totally choked, and he said, I watch CSI. I know there's a way to get it back."
I watch CSI. Is that what he said?
That's exactly what he said.
Because, yeah, that's real. Although a mass spectrometer is a real thing. I saw one.
No, there probably is a way of getting it back because it was on a hard drive somewhere, so they probably could get it
If
back,
you
but
had
it's
a
going to
big
cost
budget.
a lot of money.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's right.
So you should
And-
have said, well, for $10,000, anything's possible.
Yeah.
But are you taking bets on how long this guy hangs around?
Yeah, which guy?
The guy who just said that he knows everything about everything what the NSA is doing.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a new hot topic.
Oh, right back to what we started.
It's probably already dead. We just don't know it.
Well, actually, I was listening
Well,
to
at
a
least they got a
report.
video out first.
He's basically
Disappeared.
yeah. Well, this is the
PowerPoint,
guy
isn't it?
that
Are you talking about Rob Ford?
yeah,
Rob Ford.
exactly.
Oh,
Yeah, we're
sorry.
waiting for him to
But there
disappear.
is no video, I
There's
hear.
a lot of them, so it's going to take a while.
No, but I thought it was strange for the guy that did the interview with this whistleblower that was like, yeah, he's hanging in Hong Kong, and there's a Starbucks 2 blocks from here, and it's like, you're giving more information than the NSA had on him.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the
Plus,
guy's
he had
in,
a chip implanted in his neck, so I mean, he couldn't have gone too far.
well, he's in Hong Kong right now. He's talked to the South Carolina
gone.
Mining Post, and basically he said, "Look, if you guys take care of me, I've got even more information." So that's very interesting.
gone
Basically,
already.
what's happening is the U.S. justice system, their comment is like, we're working on the paperwork. We haven't officially approached the Chinese government about extradition, and we haven't formally charged them. But what he's saying is like, if the U.S. government does decide to go after the guy, they'll bully China and they'll say, look, we want him, and we're going to give you guys a hard time about it. So the thing, if you're in China and you think it's going to protect you, no, it's not going to work that way.
The
It's
thing
not
is,
an
there'll be
extra.
two guys. They'll grab them. They'll stuff them in a diplomatic pouch, and they'll ship them out.
Yeah, which is totally legal because it's a diplomatic pouch.
It's a diplomatic pouch.
You just get a big one, right?
Yeah.
They're quite comfy, I hear. It's got like a bar and stuff. Like diplomats use them all the time.
So this is the same as the Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Except he doesn't have any
No.
information, though. He said.
Yeah.
They said he didn't have any. He doesn't have any actual blackmail stuff.
Well, didn't
just
he,
says
um,
had access to stuff?
WikiLeaks.
Didn't he only show like half of the PowerPoint presentation or something like that?
WikiLeaks?
No,
This
this
guy.
guy,
This
prison
guy.
guy.
No, he just said he knew all this stuff and had access to it, and that it was wrong, and that they were collecting all this data. He didn't get into anything that he actually had that he was holding over their head. He just said he was worried about his life, which, you know, saying I'm in a hotel and I have these huge bills, it can't be that hard to track him down. I mean, how many hotels are in Hong Kong?
A lot more than in Vancouver, dude.
True, but, you know, he said there's a CIA office right down the street, so
Yeah, well, there's probably about 5 or 6 in Hong Kong. It's a big city.
Yeah.
So, it's a lot easier to hide in somewhere like Hong Kong than it would be, let's say, Vancouver.
Until there's Google Glass, because
Yeah.
Oh, they say that they're not gonna allow face
I
recognition.
know that's
on
in the
Google
show notes.
Glass.
We'll get into that.
Oh,
unless you work for the CIA, right? And then
yeah. Well, then they have the override. Yeah.
Or you work for Google.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we beat that one to death.
Pretty much. And
Yeah.
apparently nobody cares.
No one really cares.
Yeah,
No, I mean, I read 2 or 3 articles that say nobody cares or they think that it's okay.
Well, in a couple days he won't be around anyway, so we'll be fine.
no, we're not talking. We're talking about the wiretapping and
Yeah.
Nobody cares about that.
It's kind of sad that we live in societies
state.
that are just like, oh well, big deal. It's not going to affect me. And then as soon as it affects them,
Yeah,
they're the
then
ones
they
that
scream.
that's so unfair. I'm going to sue your ass.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. I say, dude, you gave up that right 5 years ago, 7 years ago, 12 years ago. That's why I said we gave up our rights for privacy many, many, many years ago, and these are just different versions of the same thing.
And it is in Canada. The amendments to the Consumer Protection Act a year and a half ago allows inspectors to be the judge, jury, and executioner. They don't have to get a court order, and they can seize property, and they can do whatever they want, basically. And before, there was nothing wrong with the old system where if there was, illegal activity or there was, tampering with food products or whatever, they could get a court order. The judge will say, yeah, definitely, there's wrongdoing here. And they could easily, within a very short period of time, do the exact same thing. But now they can arbitrarily take people down without any kind of due process, which is completely wrong.
Well, you say that, but, what was it, 3 years ago, Google was found to have gone round and they collected everybody's secret password into their email accounts, and they'd known about this for 2 years, and they hadn't told anyone, and what did the public say? Nothing.
Was that about when the Google cars were driving around just grabbing?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, that was just data packets. They didn't actually harvest any of that stuff.
Well, they did harvest. They got, they acknowledged that they'd had all these email passwords for 2 years.
Yeah, but that was just a side effect of them gathering tons and tons and tons of data.
Okay, so why does it take them 2 years? I mean, they had for 2 years people's account passwords. Now, if somebody had been,
Malicious.
Yeah, exactly. Now, why do we think that the government's malicious and Google isn't?
If
Oh,
you're
no, we're
not
not
changing
saying
your
that at all.
password more often than every 2 years,
You
you're going to get hacked.
Yeah, if you work in a large company, it's every when I worked at Korea, it was every month.
45 days.
Yeah,
Every
but
month you had to change your password,
Or,
and it
or
couldn't use
90
any-
days.
Yeah, or every month.
And
every
it couldn't
30
ever be the same.
Yeah, and it couldn't use any of the same characters. I was like,
No,
what? Are
that's
you kidding?
impossible.
No, Creo, it drove me nuts.
Yeah, but how many people actually change their passwords and empty all their email from their online accounts?
Why
And
would
all
you
the
empty
rest
the
of it?
email if you're changing
If
the
you
password?
change the
if
password,
somebody-
you don't need to empty the email.
If somebody gets your password to your account, they can download all all the emails that you've sent and you've kept
they
on the,
go
the
for it.
server.
Hey,
Yeah, I
they
hope
can
they
have
enjoy
mine.
Well,
seeing
email
all
also
my
goes through a bunch
stuff.
of other computers. Before
I
it
don't
gets
put any
there
work
anyway.
Anyways, I
mail on
get-
Gmail.
Yeah. I
so
get your point.
go
I don't
for it.
think whether it's the government or a corporation doesn't matter. It's the same deal.
I could have.
But we're gonna.
I could have his email password in 16 minutes if I really wanted to. But
Oh,
the
yeah.
thing is, this day and age, you have to know that your information is out there and people are actively trying to get to it. And Google is just as malicious as the government.
If you're
and everybody
exchanging
else.
secure email, don't do it on Gmail.
Yeah, use a VPN or something like that.
Yep.
Hey, this.
Yeah, I mean, there was one from Microsoft, Walmart the other day where these guys had sent out an email basically saying that you bought this thing and we're shipping your order to like millions of people, and it was very legitimate looking. It looked like you bought something at Walmart. It was crazy. So, and Walmart was like, yeah, we know about this. It's
Get right
pretty
on the
good.
mic.
We're trying to figure it out how they did this.
Hey, Ian, right
Yeah.
on the mic.
Oh, sorry, man.
You sound so much better when you're right on the mic.
Okay.
Anyways,
Sorry.
there's this stuff. This stuff is all kind of depressing. So we're gonna move on to some more exciting
It's so
stuff.
it's
I
so
am
less.
so tired
Like,
of seeing
I
the
don't wanna
eyebrow.
know
whack
Actually,
on
as
stuff.
Bob said, it's so 1972.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
go
still
Thank you
past.
very
Wait.
much.
I want to I have one last thing to say about
Yes,
this.
please.
I hacked at Andrew's email, and I mean, if anybody wants to see all the eye waxing products that he has, go ahead. That's fine.
It is pretty impressive.
You
Well,
should
all
really
you needed
change-
to all
you
you needed to hack
think-
into was his Amazon account.
Well, do
you
you know what
think
his
they'd be
password
this
was?
big if they even
Eyebrows
had
one.
one waxing product?
But why was your password eyebrows one? I mean, that's just easy.
You told me to use that.
Oh shoot!
Oh.
Yeah.
there you
Anyways,
go.
weren't supposed to
Yeah,
tell
don't
anybody
trust
else.
somebody else to set up your email either.
Yeah,
That's how they get your
exactly.
password.
Yeah. What
Anyways,
password should I use?
Hey, there's this great website where you can go and train yourself to be a better beer taster.
the
that's a good
comprehensive
one.
beer tasting workout. I love the
Yeah.
graphics. It's like you're actually doing a workout as you're training your taste.
Yeah,
buds.
it's hilarious. It's at
So it's
foodandwine.com.
beer
actually.
beer curls.
Yeah, and
There's
it's
some
really
guy on
cool.
Google Plus that posts a beer photo like 10 times a day of different beers.
That's part of the Craft Beer Network, thankfully. And if you'd like to be a member of it, just look there, the Craft Beer Network on Google Plus.
James is an
That is
A
That's
ambassador.
craft beer
Pretty good.
network
He's a
near
member,
you.
Outstanding.
Yeah,
James happens to be an ambassador for
I'm
the
actually
craft
one
beer-
of the
You're,
administrators
you're,
on that
you're,
group.
you're one of the
into
you're one of the ones who
you got
posts the
into
photos,
admin?
or what?
Oh,
I don't
God.
post the photos every day. I'm just one of the guys that moderates it to make sure you don't post any photos like Coors Light or something like that.
Ah.
Or kokanee.
Or Bud Light.
Coors Light.
It is kind of funny though. It's like it moderates itself as a community because like there's this one guy. He's like, I saw this beer at 7-Eleven and I'd never seen it before and I bought it and it was new to him. It was Stella Artois. And the man, those beer geeks went off on him. And it was like, the guy's just trying to learn about beer. Like, why are you giving him crap? He'd never seen the bottle before. It was new to him. How
Well,
was he
you
supposed to
know.
know it wasn't craft?
It's not like Stella's a bad beer either.
Well-
It's not like Coors Light or Budweiser. Or
Yeah. Well, it's still
Stella's
owned by
acceptable,
InBev.
but it's not craft
You
beer.
mean he wasn't buying a 40 ounce and they were all upset?
No. but I mean, like, I don't think that this is a craft beer exclusive beer drinking
No.
thing, is it? No.
No. But anyways, no. It is
could be,
it is like how
Well,
to
look,
how
he's got
to
the Bud Light.
how to increase your palate for hops and for malt and all that kind of stuff. But you don't have to do all those exercises to know that Okanagan Spring Brewmaster Black
It's just the best.
is
yeah.
like the best beer on
Yummy.
the planet.
Okay, the Okanagan Springs 1516 is also a very good beer.
It's not
15,
bad. It's
16
not
is
bad for
awesome.
what
I like their porter.
When you want a
I
light
can't remember
beer,
what you
it's
call it.
It's
Yeah.
awesome. Oh yeah, the Old English Porter.
Their highest one.
Yeah,
Brewmaster is
it's
porter.
8%.
Yeah,
No,
that
Brewmaster is black
is
lager.
black beer, but then they've got their porter.
It's lager
I
actually.
think it's just called their porter, and it's just like it'll knock
good.
you on your butt.
yeah, Old English Porter.
You could drink
Okay.
like 3 of those, and Bob, you'd be done.
on my butt.
It's happened. It's happened to
Hey,
me.
we should do porter shots. Yeah, porter shot party.
Okay, so good news on the patent, the podcast patent front.
Podcast patent. You own it?
I bought it. It was on.
You selling it to other people
I
now?
found it on eBay and I got it.
$17. It was amazing.
Holy cow.
So pissed at $16.50. I bid. He just.
And then I
Yeah.
got some lawyers.
No, I found it on Fiverr. Actually, there was a patent that had predated that patent, so I bought it for $5. And
Hey,
I
what's with-
invalidated their patent.
Now, in this room, how many people have used Fiverr? If that is an amazing
So for all the
frigging
podcast
resource,
listeners,
man.
3 people put their hands up.
Yeah.
That's all?
That's amazing
You
because
guys
Fiverr
got way too much money.
Fiverr is an amazing
Yeah, you can
resource,
get-
man. You can get amazing stuff.
You can get really silly stuff too. If you
Oh
want.
yeah, you can get all sorts of weird stuff.
animated penis.
You can get weird stuff.
What? Who would pay?
Please explain
Okay, yours
Fiverr.
is a little different.
Okay, so what Fiverr is an internet service where you can go on and there's thousands, literally tens of thousands of people that will sell you a particular thing for $5. So like, I will write your name on my forehead for $5. I will make you an animated logo for $5. I will do a voiceover for you for $5.
You can also.
I
put
will give
stuff
you
up.
500
Is there an X-rated
Facebook
version?
fans for $5.
Yeah, I will give you 10,000 views on YouTube for $5.
Yep.
So for $5, everything is $5. Now you
So
don't.
it's like the upgraded dollar store online.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, what's interesting about it is that, and I don't know what the pay structure is. Like if you're doing it, how many people do you like $5? If you can automate that, you can make some serious buck. If you're doing, 50 a day, that's a lot of money. So there's people that are doing it all the time.
Or you got
all
a
the
bunch
time.
of people in
The-
India and China, and you're paying them $1 out of the 5. You're doing well.
No, well, the thing is that you got weird stuff because like
I think Fiverr takes $1 already.
yeah, so you're getting $4, but still $4 is it's a bus ride.
It's a black beer.
You can get to Vancouver and back for $4. Hey.
Not from Surrey.
All right, so back to the podcast patent.
Oh yeah.
We've talked about
You
it.
own
I
it?
think we did. No. Personal Audio LLC has the podcast patent. It's basically a bogus patent, though. And they've been sending out letters to high-profile and profitable podcasters asking for license fees for the use of the technology that they claim that they own. I didn't know that Joe Rogan was one of them. Bob just pointed that out earlier.
Everybody's nailed. Who's the other
No,
guy?
Leo Laporte hasn't got one. Cliff Ravenscraft
He
hasn't
will.
got one.
They will.
But the Electronic Frontier Foundation
It's definitely up to plate.
has stepped up to the plate, and they've decided to take a stand against Personal Audio, and they were raising money. They were going to go to court against them, but they decided to take the fight straight to the Patent and Trademark Office. So what they're doing is they've asked the podcasting community, people who know about podcasting, to contribute prior art that demonstrated that there was a similar method of delivering content in
Over
an
the
episodic manner over the internet prior to 1996, when they claimed that they've got this really obscure patent that really it's
Yeah,
kind of
96. That is like modern days. There's got to be somebody who's done it before there.
yeah,
So
there's
they're saying they override the Edison patent.
and they needed they needed $30,000 to proceed with this strategy just to get in the door to do this. I can't remember what it's called when they go in to do this. What the legal term is called when they go after the to invalidate the patent. But within 10 hours, they'd reached the $30,000 threshold, and last time I checked, they were well over 70,000 or something like that. And that was a while ago. I haven't.
So they'll have a good war chest when they go up against these guys.
Yeah, so they're going in, and it looks like they've got a good case, and I think things are just going to be tossed out.
All the people that and like I was listening to a podcast. It wasn't Joe Rogan. It was somebody else. And basically, he's got 250,000 people listen to his show every month. So that's a lot of people. And he basically said, "Hey, Joe Farmer, I know you don't understand the internet, but get it together." And these guys are doing like really hardcore asks of their 125,000 people, and say, "These guys are assholes. We're gonna take them down, and we need you to do it." And so you got like 5 or 10 of the top podcasters. You're talking millions and millions and millions of people reach. This could become a massive tsunami. I hope they do a class action suit in Section. And I just heard the other day that Obama said, "You know what? We're going after him too."
Not after these.
Just
in
after
particular.
patents.
Wasn't he talking about frivolous lawsuits too for patents and saying
Yeah,
that?
No,
that's-
yeah, he's
what
going
he's
after the
doing
patent
is
system.
he wants
Yep.
to sign an executive order against patent trolls in general.
Exactly.
And
That's
he's
friggin'
advising
awesome.
he's advising Congress to do the same. Now, this isn't going to have any effect on valid patent claims or even silly patent claims from practicing entities, people who are actually trying to make things like Apple. And some of the patents in the Samsung Apple battle are kind of
Very interesting.
they seem kind of
What about-
stupid,
what about
but they
valid
are
and
actually
silly?
legitimate patents.
Oh.
What these patents, like this podcast patent, is from a company that never built anything, never intended to build anything. They're just using
tried to
intellectual
build
property as their main source of
Yeah.
revenue, and they're not actually trying to make money themselves from it. They're making money. Their principal source of revenue is from lawsuits and license
It's
fees.
a scam, basically. And so that's what they're going to go after, which is great. I mean,
So they're hiring
jeez.
people in Africa to help them with that?
Yeah, I know a bunch of people from Nigeria.
Okay.
that's- Yeah.
So yeah, go check out the EFF website, and if you want to donate some money, if everyone donated $1, it would be awesome, because
Yeah,
this
it'd be
organization does more than just help podcasting and the ability to communicate online. They do a lot of other cool stuff too.
They're the people that I mentioned back in 1972 that said, hey, everybody, they're taking away your rights. Hello. They've been doing it for years. Nobody's really caught up to it. But yeah, they're pretty amazing people.
Yes.
Anyways, what else we got in our list of
Well, the next is
degradation
the new Apple iOS 7.
stuff? Ooh, don't
And
know anything about it.
actually, it looks pretty
except
cool.
It sucks.
No, it looks awesome.
It sucks.
They borrowed from Windows Phone
Mm-hmm.
with the flat design, and they borrowed from Android with the notification panel, and they borrowed from HTC Sense with that kind of cool
Flatness?
No, the flatness is the Windows Phone, but the way that the
Flatulence,
the icons move, so you can see behind them. That's kind of an HTC Sense thing. And even from BlackBerry 10, some of the new innovative
Does
things
this mean
in
there's going to
BlackBerry
be a
10.
whole bunch of new lawsuits?
I don't think so, because
Yes.
Same old lawsuits, new lawyers.
Yeah, new lawyers.
it's just Apple that does that. So
It really isn't that cool.
actually, no, it does look
I
cool.
looked at it. It's pretty ugly.
And
They're calling war on 15 different companies that I think is a terrible move on their part, because they could have partnered with them and had better experiences.
so what do you
through
mean
their-
what do you mean they're
Well, also,
declaring
too,
war?
They're
on?
trying to take
Weren't
on
they an innovator?
Instagram. They're trying to take on any music software.
yeah.
Yeah,
they're
they've got
trying
their
to-
new, but I mean they should, because they're the music king
Well,
with
yeah,
iTunes.
I agree, but
They
iTunes
were-
Radio, is just a cheap version of Spotify or anything
Pandora.
else like that.
It's like-
Pandora,
Yeah.
Songza, any of that stuff. Their control, menu or whatever, is stolen directly from Samsung.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
Allegedly.
allegedly stolen directly. Thank you to my non-lawyer over here. But
Hey, it's a conspiracy specialist we have in the room
I
at all
think that-
times.
but did anybody actually watch their press conference? It was 3 hours of boring.
Why the
Complete
hell would I want to
BS.
watch that?
I thought it was going to be interesting. I was
Right,
waiting
it
for
was-
something
it was-
cool to
it
happen.
was totally
and then,
flat.
And then they
Oh, give me a
spent
break.
40
It's
minutes.
so was Norm. Norm thought there was going to be something cool.
I know some woman
Yeah.
on Facebook said, "Did you watch the WD?" I'm like, I had to Google it to find out what the fuck she was talking about.
No.
Well, that's the thing
Oh,
is
wait a
also
minute.
is they don't usually
You should
do
be on that for Women Talking
They
Tech.
don't usually do these kind of announcements at WWDC. They usually
Yeah.
have a special event.
Yeah,
And that
it's
was
true.
also kind of weird.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Apple. That's
I
kind
am
of
interested to
they
see-
usually do
I
their own
think they
thing.
launched the last iOS update at
Well, maybe the iOS
Yeah.
updates.
No, they
but
did some last year. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
I was
The
pretty
only-
sure it was in August, though,
the
was
on-
the last time they
Well, they did a
it.
major announcement of all sorts of products,
Yeah.
but
Well, they had a lot of Mac products, but they didn't have really any new phone products or any new iPad stuff.
Whoa.
I thought the Mac Pro was probably the coolest thing they announced.
That was
at
the only
that.
thing that they really
that was
had.
actually
And
very,
the-
very
yeah.
cool looking.
The fact
at
that it
that.
looks like R2D2 is pretty cool.
Actually, it does look like R2D2. It looks like a garbage can, and that's what everybody's talking about. It looks exactly like there's a product on the market, look exactly like it, and somebody would say, "Oh, Apple's going to sue the people that make the garbage can." It's hilarious. I mean, literally, it looks. Except somebody said, "No, the garbage can's bigger." So,
But when I was
anyway.
talking,
Apple should talk
to
to
Bob,
Disney and make a Star Wars model.
they should.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Some
They
that
should.
I read this article and he called it the Darth
Darth
Pro.
Vader.
Darth Vader Pro.
Darth Vader
There
Pro.
was the Darth Vader Pro,
Yeah,
and
the
that's
Vader
going to
Pro,
catch
yeah.
the Vader Pro.
I was talking to Bob earlier this week, and he
Oh,
said
what do you have to
Apple
say?
is dominating everything with all the news feeds are all Apple.
Oh yeah.
And he said that when
What?
other companies announce new things, they don't get the same kind of.
They
I
get
didn't see
amazing.
anything
They get
much.
amazing press.
So here's some of the headlines. Apple's iOS 7 copied everyone, and
Yes.
that's a good thing. Some ideas are so good that they should be shared. That's from Android Central.
And that would be certainly Apple's corporate.
Oh, they love that.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I know Apple's just all about sharing technology.
And also, design and insecurity is back at Apple. That's from TechCrunch, and they're referring to got back to actually designing some cool stuff and interfaces and things like that. But now they've also shown that that insecurity is back at Apple because they're taking out full page ads and advertising spots showing that they're innovative. Actually saying, no, Apple is innovative. So they're
Well, they've always done that, but now they're doing
here-
it in little backwater towns.
Well, they didn't.
No,
actually
they've never really done
They
that.
spoke with their products. They didn't actually come out with a full page ad saying we're still innovative.
Now it's like, no, we're still good. Really,
Yep,
really,
yep,
we're
we're
still
cool.
good.
We're
And
cool.
7 ways
their
Apple
stock's
copied
going
Android
down.
and iOS. And
Yeah, it is, big
iOS
time.
Stock is going down.
7 gets a UI refresh, proves Android was on the right track.
Dun dun dun.
The other thing that's going to be really
Ta-da.
frustrating for anybody that uses iPhone is the fact that all their labels and stuff are going to change, so people will be really confused for the first couple weeks of which app is that again?
No, but I think it's good because this interface has been around since the first iPhone. It hasn't changed.
Oh, I know.
Meanwhile, Android has changed. I don't know how many times. It's
50
not.
or
If you look
60.
at the very first Android phone, it doesn't even remotely look like Jelly Bean.
Well, actually,
Android's
was-
as bad as Facebook for having brain fart.
actually, you can download a skin for Android. Looks exactly like the new Apple thing.
Well, that's the other funny thing about the conference was the fact that they said, and they were actually talking about Android during the Apple press conference.
Yeah.
They're like, look at the fragmentation of Android operating systems. Look at us. We're so much cooler. And of the 90% of people that have iPhones, they love it. And you're like, well, that's
That's
a fucking given.
Yeah.
Like, if they didn't like it, they'd have an Android.
Yeah, exactly. They just never play with an
Well,
Android
And
yet.
it was just weird that they had done this like full page ads and things like that. It's like it seems like they're scared.
Well, it's I don't know.
Tim Cook is also a terrible presenter,
Oh,
and same with
God.
the two other guys they
They're
had. I was
corporate
like,
dudes.
Well, the other guy got huge. He
you
got.
saw too much of it. It was like Tim Cook gets off stage, that guy gets back on. You're like, what? Well, is he the CEO now?
What did he
Yeah.
say? He said something like, "What's this? We're still innovative." And
Yeah.
Oh,
what
yeah.
the fuck or something.
Look at we're innovative. It's like,
What the
no,
fuck?
dude, you're not. No, not even close.
If you have
no.
to start claiming that stuff, you're definitely not on the right track.
Yeah, Steve
It's like,
Jobs
who
wouldn't
are
have
you
said
trying
that.
to prove it to?
Yeah, well, it's like
I think
being in
he's trying to
Toronto and
put-
everybody says, "Oh, you know, we're a world-class city."
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, right. Excellent. Good for you.
Yeah.
But I mean, I do kind of like their redesign. It is nice. It's very bright.
Oh, I
And-
think it's way better than the current
What they had
iOS.
before.
Yeah.
And I think it's good. I like it.
Well, you'd hope
I'm an
so.
iPhone user. I've got an iPhone and
I have
an
been
Android
s-
phone.
I have been seeing a lot of articles today on how to downgrade your iPhone after getting the new update, though, because none of the apps work with it.
Yeah,
And
nice.
but those are for betas. That's for developers only. But it's like
It'll roll out. They got 10
I
years.
am
Jeez.
kind of interested in their 1500 API calls that you can now use with their system. That does sound appetizing.
So what's that all about?
So I think that's to give more customization to people's apps to work with other ones that they own or have better calls with it. So
Well,
you
I
could
think
do-
it's also to interact. They're opening it up more
they're
so they
opening
can
up more.
interact more. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not just that. It's like their maps. It's their clocks. You could make more applications that cross-perform better.
So do you want to do your little
My rant.
talk on the thing, or do you want to do that next show?
Nah, well, how are we doing for time?
If we do it in show 2, it might be a better rant.
All right, let's party.
What is your rant?
Oh,
I'm
about
just
the
going to
MacBook.
bitch about
He's
the
going to talk about the Mac Pro.
Mac Pro, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was
It's
how
about it now.
Safeway got sold. Safeway is being bought out.
Yeah,
he loves
Yeah,
Right.
what's with that?
How are you
Come
going to
on.
rant on a new company now?
I tell you,
loves
you know what?
that.
I hate Safeway
Sobeys.
anyways. You know Safeway does not support Girl Guides in Canada?
Yes,
Yeah, we
Bastards.
heard this
We
on
heard
the
that.
last
We heard
episode.
that.
Bastards. I have
Hopefully
brought that
when
for
they get-
6 months.
So who's the new owner? Who's the new owner? Are they
Sobeys.
going to support them?
So what's a
Sobeys bought 'em,
reasonable
eh?
amount of time for a company to respond
So
to a
Sobeys
negative
already
tweet?
managed. Sobeys already managed.
I would
it.
say one
Sobeys
day
already
if they're
managed
really
the
serious
locations
about
anyway.
their
Yeah,
business.
and I think
One
it's
day?
6
Oh,
hours.
but they're a grocery
between
store
6
back
hours
east,
and
right? They
day,
just want
yeah.
a big
Okay,
I went
so
to high school
I
with the
went
family.
to,
I know
uh,
personally.
This is a pound
says.
fail story.
Go ahead,
It's
Andrew.
not a big deal, but I went to well, it is a big deal. I go to Sobeys quite a bit.
Hang on for a second. She's got a purse full of batteries. What's going on here?
I guess there's a
Because-
power problem.
Because rather than keep plugging in my phone, I'm just going to swap out and get a new battery.
How much?
Whoa,
how much?
she's
How much
got a
did
wallet
that?
full
How
of
much
batteries.
did that cost?
That battery, 2 extra batteries, $10.95 each from Amazon.
Whoa. Actually,
Wow.
there was...
And
I
what
saw,
kind of phone are you using?
I really hope you didn't buy the exploding batteries.
No,
Nah,
I've been
no.
using them for
That's
several
cost
months
cutting.
and they
Specials.
don't explode.
Okay, so what you want to do, actually, what I'd like them to do is put out a phone that's got smaller batteries, but you have two of them, and so you could switch out without turning your phone off. Hello.
Very good idea.
I know,
You
but the
should patent
Samsung
that.
boots
why
up
didn't
so
you?
fast, it really doesn't matter.
That's actually patentable.
Actually,
worthy.
what was
Why
interesting?
don't
Well,
you do that?
I learned that because I was watching this amazing thing. This guy came out with $45 7-inch tablet in a show in China, and it had 3 goddamn batteries in it. 2 of them are hot swappable. So basically, it means that the unit doesn't come off, and you just put in a new battery, and it just keeps on going. $45 for a 7-inch tab. It's crazy. He said the resolution wasn't that great. It's like, who cares? $45
So that
bucks.
was a bit
It's
of a
like
battery digression. Sorry.
That's a really good idea, actually. I like that idea. But also, the external charging devices that we have kind of make it redundant, I guess. But it's still a really good idea.
No, it's around power. But also, too, okay, so sorry for the battery digression, Andrew. Subies.
We used to order.
Oh, yeah, Subies. What's going on with that?
Whenever we were cooking, like we were zucchini
Subi
and
soup,
steak or whatever, sometimes actually it was happening more and more frequently. Like once a week, we would order French fries to go.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd go
At
over.
Subies?
I just call them, or I'd walk in, order my French fries, and sit there and have a beer at the bar while I was waiting for it. And then they would give me these those little plastic things of ketchup. Not the pouches, but just a little plastic
container full of ketchup.
So it could spill out.
Yeah, and so then I'd take it home and eat it and whatever. And one day I went down there and I asked, make sure you put some ketchup in there because we don't have any ketchup. So we did that. I get home and I dump it out onto my plate, squeeze it out. Oh, this time it was in these little pouches instead of the little, So I squeeze it out and I dip my fry in. I'm eating it and I'm like, oh, that's not right. And I look at it and it was brown.
Ooh.
I look at the date, 2008.
Wow.
Nice.
So I'm like, oh.
Vintage.
I'm going back there and I'm going to tell them to throw all that out because this can't be good. And then Valerie's like, "Oh, I'm pregnant. What if I had it and it got listeria? Blah blah blah." And then she stormed over there and went and
oh my God, she went ballistic
and asked for the manager and said, we just got
look at this tummy.
And then the manager said, "Oh no, we don't use those pouches. We don't even have those pouches."
Yeah.
So I should have gone and talked to the guy that actually gave it to me, but I'm like, whatever. And then the next day I sent a tweet
they had one
out.
that had been hanging around since 2008.
So I just sent a tweet out saying, really disappointed in Subies. We got this, and I took a picture of the expiry date with the ketchup and the
nice
color. Tweeted it out and said they gave us expired ketchup from 2008. Manager said it wasn't them. Very disappointed. Never got any kind of response. I'm not surprised.
Do they have a Twitter presence at all?
Yeah, they're tweeting. They're tweeting. Not that frequently, but they are tweeting. But I'm not surprised because a few weeks ago I went there with my parents, and they were taking to take care of Mateo and I. They came over and we got a bunch of food from Subies, and we went on their online menu, and then we walked over to order it, and every single thing that the three of us ordered was no longer offered. And I'm like, oh. I said, yeah. The guy rolled his eyes and said, our web designer took off. We can't get a hold of him. And I'm like, so you're blaming the web designer for your bad service? Like, I mean, if you're advertising, you're having it. Why not just keep it on the menu? Like, how hard it is to keep spaghetti and meatballs on the menu? Give me a break. Anyways,
also too,
that's my rant.
That's
a great rant.
Maybe he handled
give it
their
up.
Twitter account too.
Andrew, that's one of my pet peeves. It's like they're going, oh, the web guy's gone. I can't get into my website. Why the hell don't you have access to your website?
Yeah, you should always have access to your own business's website.
Hiring a designer to build your business, and then they don't give you the keys, so you can't get in your business.
But not
Margaret,
only that,
that was like the dealership I talked to had someone tweeting for him. They didn't even have a phone number for him, and they were doing the Twitter feed for the dealership.
I know. Well,
when the fuck will people take this seriously?
But not only
this
that,
is your business. This is your presence online.
Assets,
if you this is your asset. If you don't
'Cause
have
they don't get
control
it.
over it,
But that's
you're
fine.
an idiot and you deserve what you get.
No, but that's fine. I can understand people make mistakes like that, but you shouldn't make another mistake and deal with the situation by changing your menu and then saying, "Oh, sorry,"
or
blame it
by
on the other
lying
guy.
to your face. Oh, I
Come
didn't
on.
give you that.
What about the
oh,
Shark
I
Club?
ordered
Did
my
they ever
thing.
get
Oh,
back to
sorry,
you,
it's
or-
not available.
Nope.
Sorry, it's not available. Oh, and then my mom. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that one's not. We don't have that one either.
Oh, sorry, you're poisoned.
So all
So what they do? Just
three
change
of
the
us-
entire menu and not tell anybody?
No, they changed it in their physical menu, but their menu on their website is completely wrong.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's only a few items that are actually correct.
It's
So-
because the allocation of budgets isn't designed by people to know what the hell's going on in social
right.
media and online.
Or
I mean,
even
not even
marketing.
online. That's ridiculous. But I mean, if I talk with clients all the time, and they say, "Oh, I want to do this," and I say, "Yeah, no problem, done," and then just give me the information I need so we can make that change, and they don't do it. So a lot of times it's not the web guy. The web guy's saying like, I'm waiting. Hello, you asked for this to be done
Is
on
anyone
Wednesday.
listening?
It's Thursday, and you haven't sent me the stuff. And the last time I did stuff without your permission, you threatened to fire me. So hello, So it's not always the.
Oh no,
the-
it's not
the
always
web,
exactly. It's like,
It's
so
the
can we make this
bureaucracy.
change? It's like, yes, we can. Can you provide the content for me to put in it? Yeah, I'll do that.
It's bureaucracy, and it's scared corporate dudes.
Anyway, it's not a big deal. They just lost a customer.
Yes, it
that's
is.
all. And
It is a big deal
It's a
because
big
that
deal
cost
'cause-
them $1 million to
but
get a
also
new
too,
customer.
somebody-
That was $1
somebody
million
could- somebody could have
mistake.
got sick.
On a 20 cent, like
Oh, yeah,
a
yeah.
5-cent piece
true.
of ketchup cost them $1 million bucks.
And those ketchup packets are probably sitting there somewhere under a counter.
Yep.
Yeah, it was
Still
probably
being
just in the
handed out.
drawer, and he couldn't find any other ketchup. So here you go.
Yeah, well, and that's the other thing is like
It looks
the,
good.
the people that they have on the front line, they don't pay them any money, probably under minimum wage with no benefits, and they cut them off at like 35 hours a week, so they get nothing, and then they wonder why
Well,
the
it's
people
all-
don't care about
It's
their
all
training.
based on tips there, anyways.
Yeah, but they get free ketchup.
Yeah,
Yeah, the old stock only though.
yeah, that comment from our conspiracy specialist.
Yeah.
All right, let's
So
move
did
on.
you do a review on Yelp?
Actually, no, I haven't.
Oh,
You
Yelp!
should. Yeah, definitely
I
do a
think
review
you
on
should,
Yelp,
'cause, I mean,
definitely.
you can also say it's
'Cause
like
they can't
after
remove
being
the
a
ones on Yelp
long-time
either.
customer, I've been really disappointed by these two events.
Yeah, I would.
Ah,
Yeah.
good idea. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Social
tell them
media
what.
rules.
And then
I will
the
do that.
thing with Yelp though that nobody ever does is like, I'm very disappointed with this restaurant, blah blah blah. So I go to here, and they're awesome, and they do all these great, and you do an ad for a competition,
good.
and then people say, oh, let's not go there. Let's go to this new place that this person recommended, and that
Nice,
is the
Bob.
killer.
Hey, there's
also
actually a
the,
new
That's-
also the,
that's a
the,
killer.
the restaurant can't remove the review either on Yelp.
Absolutely.
And there's a new place opening right across the street.
Mm.
Check it out.
Good.
Just make sure
Yeah,
they
the
have
Homer
ketchup.
Street Cafe. It's
Go
going to
check
be like
out.
a
Go
roasted
check
chicken
out their
place.
fries and ketchup.
Kitty
and-
corner to the
What
buzz.
type of name? The Homely Street Cafe.
Homer Street.
Sorry,
Cool.
just kidding.
Yeah.
And their tagline is "Dope."
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
All right, let's move on to
Wireless code to help Canadians make informed choices and contribute
Oh,
to
this is gonna be a
dynamic
hot topic, I
marketplace.
can tell. Yeah, look at
Yeah,
everybody's
well, but I
glazed
hear,
over.
I hear,
Bonnie just fell asleep.
No.
I hear Bob's company's going out of business. His cell phone provider.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah.
So I hear all the small guys are getting together.
I called him up. It was
Yeah,
funny.
they'll
I said-
merge the public mobile and.
Well,
listening.
I called him up. I called Mobilicity up. I said, hey, I hear you guys going bankrupt, No, and the guy says, hang on a second. You could hear a script for the bankruptcy comment. And he says, yes. What do you want to know? And I said, so I've prepaid for all that stuff. What happens? Oh, so if that happens, we do declare bankruptcy, but we're not going to. But if we do, blah, blah. So they have it all in plan. Basically, they'll refund their money, blah, blah, blah. So what I would recommend you do is start talking to Wind.
Yeah, because Wind is most likely
Wind
going
is
to buy
not
them.
going away.
Yeah.
Wind is basically run by Russian mafia money. So
No,
they
it's
got tons of-
Egyptian and.
Well,
some-
Well,
no,
they should have run
no.
it better.
See, now,
'cause-
It's
now
been
Paul
back
can
and
say
forth.
allegedly. Why aren't you saying allegedly?
Allegedly.
Well, I
I
mean,
want him to get sued.
what do you mean by run it better? The only way that you can be profitable in the wireless industry is to actually
Have lots of subscribers.
have lots of subscribers that
Pay
and-
$180.
and that are that you have to be profitable per subscriber.
yeah.
It's not. There's no point in having 280,000 subscribers. Like I think that's how much they have. If you're losing money on each one of them.
Yep.
Yep.
So
They lost money on me big time.
It's the handset.
Oh, yeah.
Me too.
I hear Virgin is a good wireless.
they're owned by Bell.
Oh, no.
They're just a Bell reseller.
Yeah, they're just owned by
Yeah.
I spent 45 minutes on the phone with
Bunny,
Virgin Mobile,
up on the mic.
with Virgin Mobile this afternoon because I'm also a Mobilicity company or customer.
Yeah. Was it bad?
My brain hurts. So you do this and you hold your tongue like this. And, oh, by the way, we're going to charge you 35 cents a minute for voice. I said, you have a cell phone plan that doesn't have voice? Oh, well, it's got afternoons and weekends.
I
so
know.
I said, I want data. And they said,
that's extra.
How about 10 megs? I said,
What?
yeah, they did. I swear.
10 megs?
You know what? I should have written notes. So
You should have recorded a conversation for Joe.
I said, how about 1 gig?
How about 5 gigs?
Well, yeah.
I have 6.
So then they're going on, and they said,
Gigs
well,
for $50.
well, then you can have 4 Facebook posts, and you can do 3 Twitters.
What the hell is that?
So are you still with them or what?
Not
Did you
Virgin.
cancel?
No, that's wind.
I've never had that
No,
problem. I
Wind's
have a
pretty good,
$50
actually.
package.
No,
Are
no,
you
who
still
is
a
it?
virgin?
I get
Bonnie?
all that.
Virgin
No,
Mobile.
that was
Virgin.
Virgin.
Are you still
So-
a virgin, Bonnie? I can't believe you snuck that in there.
I'm a
It's
virgin.
been a year.
That's
know.
Hey, that's.
Well,
that's
ask your
what- that's what
daughter.
he
Of course,
said.
that's a black beer talking.
That's what he
They
said.
never asked me that. That would have been the end of the
So are you
conversation.
going to call Richard Branson up and go, hey, what the hell's going on with your company?
You're going to say, Richard, I've just been screwed by a virgin.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
in
did
the-
you see the ad where Richard dressed in drag? in there?
Yes.
Oh, they'll do anything
See,
for a sale.
I expected good service, and I expected someone with half a brain.
You got to call
and
Richard
it
for
was
But you were
that.
calling a cell phone company, right?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
no,
your
no, but
mistake.
like-
there you
But
go.
I didn't have
Yeah,
any
but a
problem
data
with them. I
plan
just
with
went
10
online and
megs?
found it. Yeah.
That's an
should've just talked to
oxymoron.
Andrew.
All right,
was gonna
so
be- it was going to
10
be
megs would
close
last you like a
to
day.
You mean customer
$85
service
a
and
month.
cell phone companies? Really?
So I think
So
we,
what do you-
I
so
think
what-
we pressed a hot button
So
here.
what do you think of these the new wireless?
I think
phone?
cell phone prices should go down more.
Of course they should.
Like
What do-
half what they are now.
Well, that's not. That's not.
I'm
gonna
happy with the
Nah, they can't
oligopoly
afford to pay, Andrew.
that is the Canadian cell phone market.
No.
Because I hope to retire someday,
You got shares.
and I have RSPs.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you that my mutual funds own shares of the wireless companies.
And you want
If-
to be
If
profitable.
Canadians play the highest price in the world, as long as you own
No,
a
they're not
piece
even close to the highest price in the world.
of the action that is,
Yeah.
then you're making money.
Yeah.
And this is the way to win at the game. Because you're going to get killed because it's Canada.
Yeah, you are.
Ah, good point.
Well, you see,
So you
if
might
they,
as well
My
be
telestocks doubled in last year, so or
and
last
own
year
a
or two.
piece
so.
of what you're getting screwed on.
Yeah,
Buy a
but
bank, buy an oil company,
but the-
buy a wireless. All the things that piss you off.
That should you be
that you
investing
actually
them.
pay for.
yeah,
are
but the funny
really
thing
good
is that
investments.
if you look at customer satisfaction, the
like the signs.
the big networks versus the small networks are the customers aren't any more satisfied with the customer service
they
from
just resigned.
yeah.
And
So-
they got a free...
Well, but who would really want to work in the call center for one of these companies?
Well, yeah.
Oh, well, that's why they're
how many
shopped it
happy
out to
customers are you going to
India.
talk to in a day?
But, okay, so
have to move to
I
India.
knew exactly what I wanted. I'd written it down. I have my
No, they
own
couldn't help you.
phone. I wanted this.
That was your problem.
I want this and this and this and this.
How much, Bonnie? How much?
Well, it was going to be $85
Oh,
in
yeah.
the end. But
Not
it
bad.
took me almost an hour to get that out of him.
Yeah, but Bonnie, you got to think like McDonald's. If you change the Happy Meal, you got a problem.
Yeah.
They don't know how to deal with that.
Okay,
Just take
but-
the Happy
It's like
Meal.
the pirate
I
pack.
want a
But it
Big
was an
Mac with
unhappy
small
meal
fries.
to start with.
Exactly, but you're
Yeah.
painting outside the lines. See, they don't like
Yeah,
that.
they don't have
Okay.
that. And
But
I don't.
I have
I
to
don't have a
admit-
script for that.
I'm with Rogers, and I've never had an issue with them. I phoned them, and I've had talked to them, and
Oh.
No, this
You're
is
one of the few.
Bell's.
I guess.
I don't have
Well-
a problem with them either.
Actually, yeah,
Sorry.
I like-
I
I
use
remember when
Virgin.
I
I
was
don't
at
have a
like
problem. I go
Rogers.
on their internet, and they have a good internet site, and you just slide it over what plan you want, and each plan has different options. And
Yeah, but
Yeah.
no, they're not the same. Because
Hey,
I
I
did
just
that.
Is
want
that 'cause you
unlimited
sing to them
everything for
nicely?
$40 a month, including tax.
Yeah, that ain't
Not a
gonna
problem.
happen.
What's
anymore.
how
Yeah,
hard
okay,
is that?
Bob,
Not
Bob,
hard
put
is
on your
that?
red pumps, click your heels and twice, and say,
But
"There's
that's
no
what
place
we've
like."
been getting.
That's
you
what
know,
I get at.
I know,
that's what
but
I get with.
yeah, but that company's going out of business because that's not a good business
No,
model.
we understand
They
that.
can't make money.
No,
Anyways,
the reason,
anyways,
the
let's
reason
go-
they're going
let's-
out of business is because they have to spend $100,000 to $200,000 every time they put up a new tower. Because
More than
people,
that.
Well,
yeah. because they're complaining about service availability, and I've
but it's
never
cheap. What do you
complained about it.
expect?
That's just one case, though.
No,
They're
but it's
also
just-
not
but-
making enough money on the hardware.
Exactly.
And the plans.
And they're subsidizing it. Even
I
though
never bought.
not to the same
I've
extent.
always bought my own phones and then come in. I mean,
yeah,
I never
that's
bought
where
theirs.
but they're also not. They're getting.
So that means
docked
they
on
make
the-
even less on Bob.
They do.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
They don't
no,
make
they
very
don't.
much
They
on
make
me either.
more on Bob.
They make
because
more
he
on
bought
Bob
his
because
own
he's got
phone.
his plan.
They don't have to
they don't have to
subsidize him.
subsidize his.
Yeah, I'm trying to help
what
him
does
out.
data really cost a
Come
cell
on, I'm a
company?
nice guy.
Nothing.
I think it was something like 2
Well, when you
cents
add
for
it-
Well, you're
voice.
paying for the infrastructure.
When you add the infrastructure up and
Yeah,
the
the
customer
Yeah,
service
guys like
costs
him.
there is a lot. There is a
He
big.
calls me for hours every day.
Anyway,
I'm so bored.
all right.
I have nothing to
All right,
do.
let's go through these. Let's
It's
go
all
through the key points.
BlackBerry upgrades.
Terminate their wireless service contracts after 2 years without cancellation fees, even if they've signed a longer term. No more
That's been
3-year
in the United
contracts.
States forever.
Good or
At least
bad?
it's
Hello.
something. That's good.
I think it should
Good.
be no contracts ever. That's
Yeah,
what I think.
Well, yeah,
Absolutely.
it already is.
Yeah.
You don't have to sign a contract.
Uh-oh. Gay boy
Uh-oh.
in the club. Everybody be quiet. Everybody
Ian.
be nice. Be nice. Everybody be nice.
Ian, you've never
Okay.
had
Where's
you've
the
never you've
sign?
never ever had to sign a contract to get a phone in Canada. You can
Look
go-
at those
you can go-
glasses, you
can go month
sexy
to month.
bitch.
Yeah, I understand, but a lot of people go contract because obviously they're subsidizing the phone, right?
Yeah,
Right.
the phone
So
only
you
costs
think-
$2,500.
You think they should? They definitely are. You think that they should? There should be no phone subsidies. Period.
No, I think I think the people, the companies, and the people selling the phone just say, listen, if you buy the phone, it's subsidized. That's why you pay more a month, and if you don't don't go on a contract, or sorry, if you don't finance the phone, basically, you should get a better monthly plan.
Okay, good.
That's
idea.
what I think. I mean, I don't have any real harshness to a company that says, yeah, I got somebody who wants to buy a new phone every 3 years and they don't want to pay for it. Fine, we subsidize it, we build it into their bill. That's fine. But everyone else gets screwed, basically, and pays the same rate as these people who subsidize.
I think there should be more than one place to buy
Sure they do.
your smartphone.
You're
right
telling me
now,
if you walk in there, you get a better deal because you don't buy a phone. You're telling me that. I don't
There it comes. There we go. Duking
No, you
it out. Duking it
Well,
out.
no, you don't.
But you don't.
You
But you
should,
get.
though.
But
You
no.
don't,
But
but
you.
you
What you
should.
do. What you
Yeah.
do. What you do get though is flexibility.
What you can
'cause you
do.
can walk away at any time. You're not
Yeah, but
signing a fixed
95% of the network's owned by the big three, who basically have a price lock on the market anyway.
Exactly.
The difference between TELUS and Bell and Rogers is what? Nothing.
nothing.
Money.
The logo.
There's some differences.
There's some key
There's some
differences.
key differences.
Yeah, but there's
There's
price
coverage
fixing in
differences.
chocolate, so the
Like if-
government's
Okay, one's
acting.
red, one's blue,
if
and
you
one's
want-
green. But other than that, what's the difference?
If you want LTE,
Yeah.
that's Rogers, right? So that's a pretty big difference if you're a data person.
What do you mean if you want LTE? That's Rogers.
Well,
They've
isn't
got the
Rogers
fastest LTE.
is the
That's what they
LTE
say in
provider.
their. That's what they
That's
say in
what's
their
in their
commercials.
ad.
But what do you mean?
But it's
Bell,
not
Bell
true.
is the largest
Bell
LTE.
and TELUS are the largest LTE.
They
and,
Yeah,
all-
but Rogers
they'll-
is the
and
fastest.
it's funny because people
'Cause
say
no
Bell
one's
is
on
the
it.
largest, but Bell and Rogers or Bell and TELUS share the same.
They all share the same
network.
towers. Yes.
No, they don't all share the same towers. Only
No.
Bell
Sometimes
and TELUS.
they do.
Nope. They don't.
No.
Rogers doesn't share
And
anything with
sometimes
TELUS.
why?
Yeah, Rogers has the old Cantel AT&T
What,
network.
what I usually do is I go in and I'll say, hey, I'm on this phone company right now, and this is what they're offering me, and I'll make up ridiculous claims for
Yeah.
what they're going to give
they're
me.
still not gonna
and
give
then
you
they
those
try and
claims.
match it.
Yeah.
Yep.
well,
Thanks for spoiling it for the rest of us.
Oh, I'm so depressed.
If you didn't know that tactic already, man, you ain't bartering.
Okay, so
I
the
did. I use it all bloody time.
It works. It works.
The
People
average-
who negotiate get more.
the average cell phone customer
Yes.
understands what LTE is. I don't think so.
No.
What color is my iPhone gonna be? That's
Yeah, well, really, it's like, I want an iPhone, and I don't care if it's LTE or I need an iPhone.
No, but it's
I
true.
want a
But
new
it's
one
funny
and I
though
want a
because the
pink
word
one.
LTE is a huge selling feature, but they don't necessarily know
They
it.
come in pink.
Yeah, we have pink
So,
LTE.
so wait,
because
let's
they do.
Can I
Let's
get
get
the
the right
blue
case.
LTE?
let's roll it back here for a second. So by having 2-year plans now, though, they're
Yeah.
actually going to make it more expensive per month.
Of course.
So
Yeah, 'cause they have
what
to
you're
pay
not
off.
getting
Well,
in 3 years, you're going to
So,
pay for
no,
in 2.
No, basically what it is there's a device balance. There's a subsidy on the phone. And if the price is going to remain the same, it means that
Just get a
the device
Nexus.
balance is going to go up.
Just get a Nexus for $450. Who cares? I mean, Jesus, just get a Nexus.
No,
and
because
go
some
off for
people
good
some people
deal.
don't want to spend $450. Some people want to spend $49 for the same
Yeah,
phone.
that's
No,
right.
no. What they doing? They spend $1,200 for a $450 phone. They
They do.
spend $2,500 for an $800 phone.
No, but
And that's the
but they're going
problem.
to spend the monthly bill anyways. So the way I
you're
the way I look
financing
at
the
it.
phone is what
I'd
you're
rather
doing.
spend $40
Yeah.
a month.
And I
than
will talk about this in
180
the
You're not
bucks a
even
month.
you're not even
because
financing the phone.
Financing plan.
It's a finance. It
that
is
they're
a-
not telling you about.
Totally.
No,
Yeah.
it is a financing plan in a way, but you're not spending any more than you would have on a month-to-month plan.
But
So-
you are. How is that possible? They're subsidizing it, so they are charging you more. And they're
Oh,
charging
absolutely.
everyone
My
else
phone
more.
paid for itself
They're
in
not
10
charging
months.
anymore. What they're charging, what they're getting out of you for giving you a subsidy, and basically paying $500 on your behalf, is a long-term commitment, a 3-year commitment. So they've got
It's like having a girlfriend.
and it's good for them. It's good for them, and it's worth it for them because they've got consistent revenue now. They've got guaranteed revenue for 3 years.
So
So
This sounds
basically,
like when I pick up a
basically they're
girl.
screwing everybody.
No,
that's
it
what
doesn't
they're doing.
screw anybody.
Look,
Uh,
it's
course
just
they are.
this. Everybody just bend over and take it and
Yeah.
shut the fuck up.
no,
My favorite
That's
thing.
the Canadian way.
My favorite thing is the Rick Mercer report did a
Oh,
comedy
Rick.
sketch, and they were like, "We're going to offer a dating service for people based on their mobile phone plans."
Oh, nice.
And it had like, if you're with Rogers, you're gonna meet other people that are also in the honeymoon phase of Rogers. Or if you're with TELUS, you can be also with people in TELUS. Because
See, I've been
it's
with Rogers
all,
for 6 years.
it's a roller coaster.
I've been with like pretty
Is
much
mobile
every
listed-
cell phone company in Canada of the big grouping. And I haven't been with the other ones yet, but the reality is they're all screwing everybody. I mean,
I like Rogers.
This stuff doesn't cost what they say it should cost.
Well, the
It's
reason it
ridiculous.
costs so
Okay,
much is because
then
there's
my
only
question is-
25
Buy the
million.
stock, like,
no, the
it's
problem
all
is,
the same.
come
There's
on,
only
guys,
there's only 35
there's
million people in
exactly.
Canada.
Is it 35 already?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's only 35 million. That's nothing.
You put
That's the
three in
population
there.
compared to
of
200
California.
300 million people. And so that we don't have the numbers.
Okay,
so they're
so
losing
if,
money on the numbers.
if
We're
it's
a
true,
tiny, tiny
if it's
country.
true that it doesn't cost money to run a wireless network, then why?
I don't understand.
Why? Hang on. Why
Hang
is
on.
Mobilicity losing $30 million every month?
Well, that's it.
Right?
because of me.
Bad
Well, there's got to
management.
be a
And me.
balance, but that doesn't mean that we should pay double what they pay in the States. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, why
Well,
don't
we're
we
not paying
partner
double.
with
We're not even. We're paying
AT&T?
20% more.
AT&T was the beginning of Rogers. I mean, that Cantel network was AT&T.
What's going to
Still
happen? What's going to happen is
100%.
Wave is going to have a massive influx
AT&T
of customers.
AT&T
That's all
was
that's gonna happen.
Rogers was Cantel's roaming partner. They
The
weren't.
problem is
Just
one-
like Verizon is TELUS's roaming
the
partner.
problem is once you're used to Mobilicity or Wave, you're never going to go back. It's
I know.
like
It's
like
frustrating.
it's like if you go to a thrift shop
Well, I should
and,
have to.
and buy jeans in a thrift shop for $4 or $5, and then you go into a regular store. It's like, you want $80 for a pair of goddamn jeans? Fuck you. I'll just wear
I
used
don't know.
jeans for
Mine are-
$5. That's crazy.
my $80
and all the
jeans
monies
are
I'm
kinda
saving,
nice.
I'll spend on a $1,500 suit.
And they
They
last
hug you the
longer.
right way.
How about
They
these
last
winners
longer,
at
too.
half the price? They're good.
Once you're used to paying a certain amount of money, you will never ever go
But
back.
it's
I don't.
also
I, just,
human
I,
nature.
I, I totally disagree with that because I'm sitting on the other side of the.
I know you
the
are.
table.
Yeah, because if you
And
buy good,
It's
we
about
get
service,
people
right?
coming in all the time who are switching back.
How many
and they're totally
blackberries do
pissed
you?
off.
How many blackberries do you turn on every day?
Quite a few.
Huh?
Quite a few.
Quite a few. Like compared to iPhones and
Well,
and
it's
Androids.
not fair to say that right now.
yeah,
because,
he's in a bring your own device.
First of
place.
all, I'm not in a bring your own device place. They're, the company
It's
that
corporate.
I'm working with is only authorized iPhones and Blackberries.
Right, but
So-
it's still 90% blackberries though.
No.
Nope,
it's,
not even close.
It's 65%
5% black.
iPhone right now.
yeah, it's
But
more iPhones and
but
Blackberries.
now because of
Couple of
BlackBerry
dinosaurs.
10,
yeah,
I'm doing
over.
like 90% of the phones that I do now are BlackBerry.
because BlackBerry's got better work.
No, it's got the new.
stuff.
It's exactly. It's perfect for the.
It's got
corporate
single
for
environment.
profiles.
enterprise
For enterprise,
email
it's
and,
perfect
and,
for
and
enterprise.
access
For
to
this 3-year
enterprise
contract.
data.
And the
Let's
next 3
face
years,
it, when the
who knows?
No,
corporate
they've got a-
guys
no,
have got
They've
us
got
in,
they've got a 10-year
Oh,
contract.
okay, that's good.
Yeah.
10-year contract.
for this
see?
for all
you
this
guys are
enterprise
bitching about 2.
So any phone they want,
It's
basically.
a government
Oh, okay.
thing. It's a
Yeah,
government
for this enterprise software though, it's
It's a
top of the
conspiracy.
line. It's
You know, the
great.
amount of
The
money.
government gets a huge discount.
The money they're making from this is incredible.
Dun,
10
dun,
years ago,
dun,
our
dun, dun, dun,
our
dun,
telephone
dun.
bill
Oh,
was
sorry. I thought the show was
$500 a year as a family, I guess. Today, it's probably about 4,000.
Yeah.
You know, when you include the landlines, the cell phones.
Yeah, but you're adding more
all the rest of
But
services.
landlines are a lot
Yeah,
cheaper.
yeah, but
you
we're
have
not doing
way
any
more
more
data
talking.
Oh,
services
and there's a
It's
lot
so
more
important.
piracy.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, I'm
that's
sure
why
you're
there's
doing a lot
piracy.
more.
We can't afford the movies. Yeah. We're spending
So-
all the money on bandwidth.
Don't ever get Fongo though. That thing's a piece of shit.
Oh, but it's got such a cool name. Fongo.
Dude,
what you
that
doing?
thing,
I'm hanging out with
that
my
thing
Fongo.
hijacks my phone all the time, and it pisses me off.
Does
What the
it?
hell's Fongo?
What is it?
Nothing.
It's a company
To
that
fool you.
they do
I
like
pity the
voice
fool's
over
got phone
IP smartphone
Through
it's a
Wi-Fi?
smartphone app. You can call through Wi-Fi or through 3G.
Yeah.
And it's basically you get a free number. You can sign up.
But it snoops on your phone.
Yeah, it does. Just
Sounds
like Google.
Like crotchet.
Oh, hang on. Google's got a phone too.
It is. It's
Oh,
like
not
any
in
other
Canada.
Wi-Fi phone
Duh.
service that you can find. Except for this one was made
right,
to be
Grandma
the
says
bunker
hi.
phone. So
All right, look at
We
that.
just have a skin.
So I just
Yeah,
wanna
it's got
say-
the
I just
bunker
wanna
branding
say-
on it.
but that thing is horrible.
Looks like we're going to wrap on the show,
the bunker
Bonnie.
skin.
Yeah, I think we've
Last
had
comment, Bonnie.
enough bashing on
Last
the phone
comment
companies.
is,
They're
I
making too
think-
much money as they always have.
Hang on. Okay, Bonnie.
So I think
Yeah, they can
as
afford
far
lawyers.
as consumers are concerned, a better deal rather than legislating the time the time of the contract is to have
Get on the mic.
is to have more than one device supplier, so
Yeah.
that you do not have to buy your device from TELUS or from anybody.
Well,
You
we
can-
have 3, and then we have 2 really cheap ones. And, that's
No,
about
you
it.
don't
you can
have to
divide-
buy
you can
your
go to
device
Future
there. You
Shop
can
and buy
buy.
your
Oh,
phone
well, that's
and-
true.
Okay, but people don't do that.
No.
No, they don't, but you
go to
can.
TELUS.
Anybody can
They
do that.
think they're, but yeah, they go in there. That's what pisses me off the most. About it's like, oh, you just pay $180 a month for
No.
almost, like for 6 gigabytes or whatever, and we're gonna give you a subsidized phone, so you pay $100 or $200 for your iPhone.
The average
But if you
person
look
is
at your
only
savings,
paying.
that phone is gonna cost
the
you
average-
$2,500.
No, nobody's paying $180
$180 a month on a fucking cell phone contract. They're insane.
They're not. It's not happening. It's about $70.
Yeah, that's
Really?
Yeah.
yes.
When you add your voice and
70
data plan,
bucks?
it's about $70.
No, but for everything, all in, including tax,
No.
unlimited everything.
It's
Unlimited
No,
text,
there's no
unlimited this,
unlimited.
It's never what they say
There's
it's going
no
to
know,
be.
you don't
unlimited,
get
Bob.
unlimited.
Unlimited
It's
is
all
unlimited is.
Well, I
is
got
an
unlimited.
In
unlimited.
theory, it's this
Yeah,
much.
but the
That's
company's
why your
going
company's
out
going
of
out of
business.
Remember when Fido came out and there was the unlimited thing?
Okay, Fido.
No,
That's
it
a good
wasn't.
story. Fido's a good story because they were going out of business, and then they brought out City Phone because they knew that they were going to be acquired, and they needed to have as many customers as possible because that would make them a more valuable acquisition, and that was their business model. All these new startups, it's always the same. It was the same for ClearNet.
Yeah.
There was an end game, and the end game is to be bought out by
Rogers or
the big
Telus or
ones.
Bell.
And I think that the end game for even the big
Oh, my.
networks in Canada is to be bought out by Verizon, Sprint, or AT&T in the long
Yes, I think we're
And,
going to be bought
um,
up by Americans, and we'll be Americans.
run. In the long run, as soon as
Yes.
it's deregulated 100%, and that's what's
It's the
that's-
final.
As
step.
long as I can, I don't mind paying
Well, as long as they get rid of the
$75 a
CRTC
month
first.
for my phone system if I can go to work in the United States without a visa. If it comes with a green
Bob,
card,
they'll never
that's
let
cool.
you in the States.
It's just like, okay,
Or you can
so
actually
get
use
the
it in the United
phone,
States without getting
you get the
charged
6
$200.
gigabytes, and we throw in the green card.
All right, we ran out
All
of
right,
time.
what the hell?
We didn't get to talk about the X
ding,
We
phone,
didn't do the round table.
Oh,
Are we
let's
do a
start
round
the
table?
show.
but we'll
Oh, we forgot to do a round table too.
but we'll talk about the
Jesus. We're just out
the
of
X
don't know
phone
where
next
I am.
week.
That's typical. It's that damn black beer. Thank
Hey.
you to our sponsor for totally messing up our brains.
Thanks
Yes, it's
to
very good.
Black
Okanagan
Beer.
Springs. It's so smooth, you don't stand a chance.
And Norm called us again at 1-877-636-1474.
Yeah.
You can do the
Can't wait
same.
for next week.
Thank you,
Bye,
Big
Norm.
B. Love that Buffon hairstyle.
Bonnie looks 20 years younger.
Oh yeah, Bonnie's got to rebrand all her social profiles. She's got a new look,
Yeah, well, actually, this time there was a.
and it looks good.
There was actually a plan. Hey, Bob, you're way too much. Feel free to jump in on any topic, whatever.